I turned on my computer one day and I looked at my Netflix account, and what should I see trending? None other than the 2005 Fantastic Four, directed by Tim Story. And for those of you who don't know, Tim Story is the guy behind Barbershop. So he's something of a veteran director, and he directed a reasonably popular film. I mean, I heard Barbershop was good. I didn't see it myself. But, so this guy isn't totally incompetent. But Fantastic Four is one of the most hated comic book movies of all time. At least the 2005 version was, until I think it was the 2015 version, which was, or is it 60? The latest version, as I'm filming this, which was even worse. But I didn't see that either, because I knew it would be horrible, because Fantastic Four has had terrible track records. So what went wrong with this movie? Well, let's start with what went right. Okay, Chris Evans as Johnny Storm the Human Torch. I am not really familiar with Fantastic Four. The Human Torch is not one of the more liked characters. But Evans did a pretty convincing Human Torch. He was not a likable character. By the end of this movie, I wanted to punch him in the face. And I'm assuming that's what they were going for. The guy that played the Thing, you look at him and you think, you know, he could play the Thing. And the artwork on the Thing was actually really good. I've seen a lot of the comics' terrible artwork on the Thing. So this was a Thing that I recognized. I liked the Thing. The Thing was a pretty good character. And then you get to the decision to cast Jessica Alba as the Invisible Woman, or Johnny Storm's sister. And really, basically what they did is they said, we need some boobs in this movie. Let's get Jessica Alba. And Jessica Alba has one of the most incredible tans I've ever seen. She doesn't look like a scientist. She looks like a model. In this movie, Jessica Alba basically just looks hot. And I mean, yes, okay, I grant you, I've known some very intelligent women who were pretty hot. But this looks like a woman that professionally tans. A woman that not only professionally tans, but spends a lot of time worrying about her appearance. Not a scientist. So she's not right for the role. And then there's the whole thing that she doesn't look related to Chris Evans. At all. Not even the same ethnicity. And I mean, I could have probably lived past that if they weren't giving her the most incredible tan in the world. I mean, if her and Evans looked a little more alike, if they had used the makeup and said, let's make her look like Evans, I probably would have believed it. But I mean, I see Jessica Alba in a blonde wig with some contacts, as opposed to the character she's supposed to be. So that's one of the really terrible things about this movie. And then there is the absolute nail in the coffin of Julian McMahon? McMahon? I don't know. The guy that played Doctor Doom. And here's the thing, of course, is that we all know Doctor Doom is the leader of his own country in the comics. He's not such a character in this. And I remember I had a friend who actually came out there and said, Doctor Doom is not some cheap knockoff of Bill Gates. That movie is totally wrong. So fans of the series looked at their Doctor Doom, who becomes Doctor Doom at the same time the Fantastic Four become the Fantastic Four, and they say, dumb, not gonna work. And I get that. But then those of us who are not fans, we look at that and say, Doctor Doom is evil because he's supposed to be the villain, right? That's the only reason. His motivations for truly being evil are kind of dumb. And how he becomes Doctor Doom is kind of dumb. So that's kind of where this is coming from, is look, this needed to be a movie about the Fantastic Four, not about Doctor Doom. So you took the origin story, which was pretty good. I mean, it's pretty close to the original. It's understandable, it's believable. And they go, oh, okay, let's take that. And then let's squeeze Doctor Doom in there. And I mean, how easy do you think it would be for you to, I don't know, play basketball with a football shoved up your rear end? That's basically what this movie is. It's the Fantastic Four trying to play basketball with a football shoved up their rear end. That's why this was a bad movie. Is it absolutely terrible? Nah, you know, if this were a made-for-TV movie, I totally would have been into it. But it's not a made-for-TV movie. It's a major motion picture. And that's why 2 thumbs down. But hey, let's face it. It's a lot better than most of the crap you see on Netflix. So you tell me, what is your favorite crappy movie that everybody watched on Netflix? That's what I'd like to know from all of you. Anyway, why don't you like this video if you liked what you saw, and if you haven't already, maybe subscribe. I'm Richard.